Hi, I'm Chase Thompson-Baugh with Simply Mac in Salt Lake City, Utah. Today I'm going to show you a couple tricks on the Apple TV that will help you improve the stability of your streaming. So, first off, Apple TV is a Wi-Fi device, right? So we connect it to our Wi-Fi networks, it talks to all of our devices wirelessly, that's fantastic. But you may notice that if you're streaming a high-definition video or maybe lots of audio or something from Netflix, that it's a little slow to start. Maybe if you have a slower connection or older network device, then sometimes it can even stop midway through the video. So what I'm recommending that you do is you go ahead and you plug in with an Ethernet cable. Now you can see here I've got this blue cable. This is actually plugged directly into my router here. And this is kind of the ideal setup for your Apple TV, is that it's plugged directly into the router so that it has the absolute fastest connection possible to the internet, and it can also have a much better connection to your computers. Now if you don't have the ability of running an Ethernet cable over to your Apple TV, maybe your router's in another part of the home, that's okay. Sometimes you can even buy a newer router that runs on a 5 gigahertz spectrum. They call them 802.11n routers, N as in Nancy. You can buy one of those and put the Apple TV on the N spectrum. That will run about twice as fast as a normal router. So Apple's Airport Extreme is a fantastic choice for that, but then there's also great ones by Linksys and Netgear that you can get. So plugging it in with Ethernet will definitely improve stability. Now if you're having some additional trouble on top of that, maybe it's plugged in or maybe you're sure that your Wi-Fi is good, but you're still having some issues, what I recommend you do, come over here to the settings, and here in the general category, I want you to come down here to troubleshooting. Troubleshooting is a built-in thing that Apple has with some steps that give you an idea of what to start doing if you're having some trouble on the Apple TV. You can see, make sure that it is connected to your wireless, but it even says, wired networks, that's probably the better thing. If it is wireless, make sure that it's in range. Take your computer over to the Apple TV and make sure that it also gets a strong signal. Now you can also try restarting your Apple TV by going back to General, and coming down here and hitting restart. That will just reboot the Apple TV. Sometimes our computers need to be restarted too when they're having trouble. And then lastly, if you're having trouble watching videos, you may need to check out your internet connection. Some internet connections, like a DSL connection, are not ideal for HD video streaming. Something more like a broadband connection, somewhere in the range of about 6 megabits or higher per second. That's really where you want to be if you're streaming HD content. But if it's just from home and you're having some issues, go ahead and go through these troubleshooting steps and that will help you. As a last resort, if your Apple TV is really not that stable, you can come here to your general settings and you can reset your Apple TV. Now, resetting will erase everything on the Apple TV. If you choose reset all settings, you can try that first. It's a quicker method. It doesn't replace the operating system on the Apple TV. It just clears out all of your settings. You will need to re-enable your Wi-Fi network if you're connecting via Wi-Fi. You'll also need to re-enable home sharing so you can connect back to your computer devices. That's a good place to start. It's a little tedious to reset up, but it's a lot quicker than, say, restore. Restore will erase everything on the Apple TV, even the operating system, and then it reloads from scratch. Both options will give you sort of an out-of-box, fresh Apple TV experience, but reset all settings is quicker. Try that first. If it's really not working, then restore your Apple TV. With all those different steps, you will get your Apple TV running a lot more stable.